Hello, boys and girls. Today is Wednesday, October 28th, 2020, and this is Reading Workshop. Today we will be discussing synthesizing. Before we get started today, I want to let you know the materials you will need. Today you will need a pencil, your reading journal, and your My Book, pages 251 through 264. If you don't have these supplies, go ahead and pause the video lesson now, gather the items you need, and then come back to press play. Okay. I hope you gathered all of the materials that you need because you will definitely need them today. Our objectives for today for the reading workshop are, I will model how to synthesize ideas from a text. We will review synthesizing ideas and make connections. And then you will read and use the synthesizing strategy to create new ideas about the text. Explore the Wild West. Today we will be rereading an informational text called Explore the Wild West, which tells about the migration of settlers from the eastern United States to land west of the Mississippi River. As we read, we will synthesize or put together pieces of information to make a new idea. Information can be found in different parts of the same text, or it can be drawn from an outside source or previous knowledge. In previous lessons, we have studied how to synthesize your ideas. As you read, good readers also synthesize by thinking about their own ideas on a topic, as well as the ideas that they have read, to come to a new understanding about the topic. To review, when you track your thoughts and synthesize ideas, you're going to use the following formula. What I know plus what I am learning equals my new understanding. Let's take a look at the front cover and title of our informational text. When I say go, I want you to pause the video and take a moment to read the title and look over some of the illustrations and other visual elements of this informational text in your My Book and gain some ideas about what you are thinking about this text before we get reading. Jot down any thoughts you might have in your reading journal about what we may be reading. Remember, you can use sentence stems like, I see the title and think blank. I also see the illustrations and think blank. Based on this information and my previous knowledge, I think I will read about blank. Go ahead and go do this now. Okay, is everyone back? Did you write down your thoughts about using the sentence stems? I hope so. Today, you will watch and listen as I practice synthesizing ideas as we read Explore the Wild West. I want you to turn to page 252 in your My Book. Pause the video to find the right page and then join me back here. Okay. I want you to listen closely as I read and remember to take notes to keep track of your ideas about the text. You can do this by annotating or jotting down any of your thinking in your My Book on the side where it says My Notes or on the page in your reading journal. I want you to ask yourself 3 big questions while I'm reading this section. What surprised me? What did the author think I already knew? And what challenged or confirmed what I already knew? Reflect on these questions. Reflect on these questions while you are reading and add it to your notes. If you need to take the time now to pause and write these questions down, go ahead and do that now. You will use these questions to help you synthesize. Remember, the questions are, what surprised me? What did the author think I already knew? And what challenged or changed or confirmed what I already knew? Okay, welcome back. I'm going to start reading at the top of page 252. Where was the Wild West? The Wild West was more than just a place. It was more than the western lands beyond the Mississippi River. It was a time of pioneers, cowboys, and Native Americans. It was a time of cowgirls and pioneer women, stagecoaches, saloons, outlaws and lawmen, buffalo hunting, and bank robbers. What we think as a time of the Wild West started in the early 1800s. By the mid 1800s, when gold was discovered in California, everyone was talking about the Wild West. This period of time lasted until the frontier was closed in 1890. The original American frontier was the Mississippi River, but the frontier pushed west towards the Pacific Ocean as tens of thousands of people moved westward. Stories of plenty of good farmland for everyone made the West sound amazing. Many pioneers went to Oregon and other places because the land was free. When gold was discovered, more and more people moved there hoping to strike it rich. Okay. When I synthesize, I take information that I already know and put it together with new information that I read to make a new thought. For example, on page 252, I read that the Wild West was a period of time in history. I already know from books that I have read and my background knowledge that the Wild West was a place where cowboys and cowgirls, pioneers, and Native Americans lived. So I put these two together to determine that the Wild West can refer to both a place and a time in history. Did you see what I did there? Do you see how I synthesized to gain a new idea or perspective? I took what I already know, plus what I'm learning, or what I read, and added it together to create a new idea. This new idea was that the Wild West refers to both a place and a time in history. I used the synthesizing formula. I want you to take the time now and read on your own. Read pages 254 through 263. Stop after you have read all the way through page 263 in its entirety. Reflect on the synthesizing formula and the three big questions to help you with your thoughts. Make sure and write ideas down while you're reading. Okay, now that you're back and your reading is complete, I hope that you have some ideas you've written down. You have read pages 268 through 263, explaining the daily schedule of the pioneers and the trail food. Did you know that bacon and ham are both cured meats that do not spoil as easily as uncured meat? Let me ask you a question. Why did the pioneers live on a diet of foods like bacon, ham, rice, and dried fruit? When I say go now, answer this question in your reading journal by pausing the video and coming back when you're finished. Be sure to think about what you know, plus what you have learned, to come up with your answer. Go now. Okay, did you answer that question? Make sure that you did because I would love to see your responses later. Now it's your turn to show me what you know. You're going to finish reading the selection by reading page 264 also. Then you will follow the instructions to complete the selection quiz. Make sure you're turning in your quiz the proper way to your teacher, how they have asked you to do that.